Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, let me ask you, the BJP has often cited given the example of the Supreme Court's orders in the 2G issue to say that, look, there's been an investigation into this, that the whole 2G issue has come to the fore and has been probed thanks to the Supreme Court, to the top court. But now, why isn't the BJP willing to accept that the matter and the chapter against Chidambaram is closed after today's judgment?
Well, Nidhi, it all depends on what you mean by the word closed against Chidambaram. You're right, insofar as Dr. Swamy and Prashant Bhushan's NGO is concerned, the charge of criminal conspiracy for the time being certainly has been closed by the Supreme Court. And I haven't really read the details of the judgment, so I don't know on what grounds it has been done. But we must respect the verdict of the highest court of the land on that aspect of the matter. But that doesn't mean, from what I gather, the Supreme Court has said poor management doesn't mean that you are guilty of criminal conspiracy. Do you want a finance minister who is guilty of such poor management that he caused the country a presumptive loss of 1.76 lakh crores?
No.
Is that the kind of administration we want?
But this is the same minister whose resignation the BJP has been demanding. The BJP has boycotted him on the floor of the House, has not wanted to listen to him. And it is the BJP that has alleged that there is a mountain of evidence against him in the 2G scam, when, the Supreme Court is clearly now saying something else. I'm saying that when it suits you, you will choose to, interpret, a Supreme Court order in your favor. But today it doesn't suit you. So now Mr. Chidambaram must be held morally culpable, as you say. What does that mean?
No, I think you're being a little uncharitable. If you heard my words correctly to your first question, then you would have to concede that I respect the verdict, and the verdict is limited to the fact that Chidambaram is not guilty of a criminal conspiracy. But nobody exonerates Chidambaram as minister, as then finance minister, of being an extremely poor manager of the country's finances. 1.76 lakh crores is directly attributable to him. And some of his policies, he facilitated policies that is allowing dilution of equity to Etisalat and the company which the Norwegian company to which Unitech diluted its shares. So he facilitated that. He is also responsible for ultimately giving his blessings to the pricing of spectrum. Now, it may not be criminal. He may not have done it with intent to commit crime or wrongful loss.
Exactly.
That's what the Supreme Court says. But the fact is that he has facilitated that loss unconsciously. Nobody can deny that. And the same Chidambaram today, as finance minister in EGOM, has accepted that the base price of spectrum, which at that time was 1,650 crores, is today 14,000 crores.
Okay.
By his own admission, he stands damned, at least of financial prudence, and he stands condemned of financial mismanagement.
Okay, but Vinod Sharma, then at the end of the day, is that what it's down to, that Chidambaram should be damned for doing a lousy job in policy?
Let us get one thing clear. Of course, there was litigation in the court that Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, after having been denied what he thought was his rightful due by way of justice in the lower court, went in a special leave petition to the highest court of the land, and the highest court of the land has delivered a judgment. As of now, that remains. Mr. Swamy says that Dr. Swamy says that he's going to go in appeal. That appeal is going to be heard in camera. Mahesh will bear me out, and then they will tell him whether they accept the appeal or not, whether an appeal is tenable or not. Now, that apart, you see the very fact, Mahesh, you want to intercede, please. You want to say something?
Yeah, sure.
No, it's a review, not an appeal. There's no.
SLP. Sorry, I used the wrong word. A review. Yes,
yeah.
Review in the camera. That's right. So he is going to want to go in review. Now, it's not very certain whether the court will grant him a review, and even if it grants him a review, there will not be any high courtroom drama because it's going to be in camera in the chambers of the judges. So that is one thing. But I must tell you that litigation has become integral part of politics today in our country. And this started with Indira Gandhi being unseated by the Allahabad High Court. So the opposition has used litigation as a political instrumentality to get justice or to get a judgment favorable. Same applies to the Congress. Now they are going to use this to say that our minister was being wrongly accused of causing willful loss to national exchequer. The problem with the Congress line of defense has been that nobody at the height of the controversy got up to say this was our policy.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.